just so there's more.
Yeah, because they don't want to go for it.
Yeah.
I feel lonely up here. So we'll read today from Adi Lila, chapter 3, text number 20. The external reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Adi Lila 3:20. Apani karomu bhakta bhava yangikare apani achari bhakti sikai musabare. Translation: I shall accept the role of a devotee, and I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. Purport: by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. When one associates with a pure devotee, he becomes so elevated that he does not aspire even for Sharshti, Swarupya, Samipya, or Shalokya, because even he feels that such liberation is a kind of sense gratification. Pure devotees do not ask anything from the Lord for their personal benefit. Even if offered personal benefits, pure devotees do not accept them, because their only desire is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by transcendental loving service. No one but the Lord Himself can teach the highest form of devotional service. Therefore, when the Lord took the place of the incarnation of Kali Yuga to spread the chanting of Hare Krishna, the system of worship recommended in this age, He also distributed the process of devotional service performed on the platform of transcendental spontaneous love. To teach the highest principle of spiritual life, the Lord Himself appeared as a devotee in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Rindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhupevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, we are 1 week and a couple days away from the most auspicious day in our Vedic calendar. What is that day? Gaura Purnima. Gaura Purnima. And before coming under the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, how many of us even knew what Gaura Purnima was or is? And we can say this is the most merciful day, most auspicious day in our Vedic calendar, actually. So let us try to comprehend how it could be more auspicious than Shri Krishna Janmashtami, Nrsimha Chaturdashi, Ram Navami, Govardhan Puja. So many auspicious days we have in our calendar. Why Gaura Purnima is so auspicious? So the verse we read today was saying that I shall accept the role of a devotee, and I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. Who is speaking here? No. Who? Krishna is speaking. So let's rewind the clock. Text 13. Lord Krishna enjoys his transcendental pastimes as long as he wishes, and then he disappears. After disappearing, however, he thinks thus. And this is what he thinks. For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. Everywhere in the world, people worship me according to scriptural injunctions. But by simply following regular principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Vrajabhumi. Knowing my opulences, the whole world look upon me with awe and reverence. But devotion made feeble by such reverence does not attract me. So what is Krishna saying here? So this was spoken by Krishna just after completing his Krishna Lila. So we know, so we have to put this appearance of Krishna in some context. So the lifespan of Brahma is quite long. In numeric years, it's each 12-hour period of Lord Brahma is 4.32 billion years. Billion. That's the daytime. Nighttime is another 4.3. So total 24-hour cycle is 8.64 billion years. And exactly how many? It goes by the cycles of Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. We have 4 yugas, we all know, 4 yugas. So the 4 yugas, when they cycle, that is called one kalpa. Okay? When that cycle is completed 994 times, 994, exactly it is, there are 14 manus, and each manu reigns for 71 of those cycles. So 14 times 71 for our mathematicians is 994. So that cycle is one 12-hour period of Lord Brahma. And Krishna, we know, appears in which yuga? Dwapar Yuga. So how many Dwapar Yugas are there in one day of Brahma? 994, right? Because there are 994 cycles, so there are 994 Dwapar Yugas. But Krishna himself appears in only one of those 994 Dwapar Yugas. He does not appear in every Dwapar Yuga. He appears in one of them. Specifically during the reign of the 7th Manu, Vaivasvata Manu, of his 71 cycles, the 28th cycle. All this is given in Shastra. Exactly when. So, when Krishna appears, he performs very special pastimes. And here he said that for a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service. So, when avatars come, they perform different pastimes. But when Krishna comes, some extra special blessings are there. And what is that one blessing? Is that Krishna shows the activities that are the highest perfection of life. We're all looking for perfection of life. And we define it by so many things. But the highest perfection the soul can achieve is its reawakening of pure bhakti, pure devotional service. And what makes it pure? Anyabilashita shunyam gyanakamari Krishna anukulena bhaktir uttama. That this bhaktir uttama, this highest bhakti, is anyabilashita shunyam. It is shunyam, it is free of all desires. So let's translate that to something we can relate to. When I go to the Lord and ask Him for something and render some service, oh my dear Lord, please give me this. Give me child, give me good spouse, give me car, give me visa stamp, give me promotion, give me this, give me that, whatever it might be. Right? When we go, that is a business relationship with the Lord. I am coming to you to get something in return. Right? Now, is that a relationship of pure love? And we can relate to this in a more tangible way. If our child comes and does some service to us, and we know they are doing because they want some ice cream, is that service considered? Do we consider that like pure loving service from that child? No. We know they want ice cream. Now, if that child comes and does some service to us, but we know with no expectation in return, just out of the love of their heart. Now, how much ice cream will you give to that child? Twice as much. More? When child comes asking, mother and father will still give, right? They'll give. But when child comes without asking, and just out of their love, child gets more. So what is the best position of child? To ask or not ask?
To give service, that's all.
That's it. So what is our best position to Krishna? Just render loving service. Why? Because whatever we can dream of asking actually is so insignificant compared to what Krishna will give. This is the secret of all Shastra. If you take all of our Vedic literature, all of the Vedas, all the Puranas, all the Upanishads, and you get to the essence, this is what Krishna is saying. For long I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service. Unalloyed means not mixed. Right? If I have some gold and it is mixed with some other metals, then we say it is 14 karat, 20 karat. But if it's 24 karat, it means it's pure, not mixed with anything. So this bhakti, which is not mixed with anything, is very rare. Very, very rare. Just like pure gold is rare. Right? You go to the shop, you don't find pure gold often. It's rare. So this unalloyed bhakti is exceptionally rare. But it is the greatest thing that one can acquire. So, because Krishna is thinking, for a long time I have not bestowed. Why long time? How many years have elapsed since he came previously? 8.6 billion years. Only when Krishna comes himself does this concept of pure bhakti arise. We know in every yuga there are different avatars. There are yuga avatars. There are unlimited number of incarnations. We cannot even count them. We say dasavatars, that's just like a small fraction. But actually the number of are unlimited. And amongst all of these, as many waves as there are in the ocean. When Krishna comes himself, he bestows this potency. So Krishna performs his pastimes in Vrindavan. And we see that he performs many sweet pastimes with Nanda Baba, with Yashoda Mai, with the Gopas, with Balramji, with the Gopis, with the elderly residents. He performs so many varieties of pastimes. And he performs those on this Mother Bhumi for one reason. One of the reasons is to inspire us. That by observing this, we think, wow, what sweet, loving exchanges Krishna has with his devotees. And the hope to spark this desire within all of us to render this pure service. Again, what does pure mean? Just render service. But it's not so easy. But actually, this is our original position. Our original position, our pure state is to have full Krishna prema, love of Krishna. When we have love, there's no asking. Love means I render service out of the purity and joy of my heart. Not because I want something in return. When I want something in return, that's business. But this loving state is our pure state. But because we have interacted with these material modes, these desires manifest in the heart. So Krishna comes to bestow this loving service. And so he performs his pastimes. But Krishna, in his Krishna Lila, he goes and he performs his pastimes. He comes to the battle of Kurukshetra, he speaks Bhagavad Gita, and there he gives all the science. In 8th chapter, he speaks about Ananya Bhakti. This Ananya Bhakti is pure Bhakti. Whole 9th chapter is dedicated to this Raja Vidya Raja Goyam, this most elevated knowledge, a king of knowledge, and the most confidential knowledge. And at the end he says, Man mano bhakto madjaji ma namaskaram. You become my devotee. You think of me. You offer your homages to me. You offer your obeisances to me. These are the activities of the pure devotee. So he gives the full recipe. In the end he says, Sarva dharmam parityaja. You abandon now everything because you have come to the highest platform. Not that these other dharmas are not useful, but when you have come to the highest platform of pure bhakti, nothing else is needed. And you surrender unto me, he says. So Krishna has said this, but now he is lamenting that he has not shown step by step how to do unalloyed devotional service. I spoke about it, he's thinking, but now I want to show it. So Krishna says then, right? I shall accept the role of a devotee. This is the verse we read. And I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. So like if you are wanting to cook some dish, right? And you call your friend and you say, "Oh, I would like to make this dish." And they say, "Okay, this is the recipe." They give you the recipe, the formula, everything, and you say thank you. They send it to you on WhatsApp and you make the dish. That's nice. Your friend is helping. But if your friend instead says, "You know what? Just wait a minute." And they drive to your house. They come to your home. And they come in the kitchen with you. And they cook this dish with you and show you exactly how to do it. Which is more helpful? That's what Krishna is doing. He spoke everything already in Krishna Lila. But now in Gaura Lila, he is showing step by step how to achieve this highest perfection of unalloyed devotional service. And that is why he is called Mahavadanaya, most merciful. Because he was not satisfied by just saying, I gave the recipe. Now he's going to show us how to actually perform it. So Krishna himself came. And before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Advaita Acharya had reached here. And Advaita Acharya is an expansion of Mahavishnu and Sadashiv. Now Mahavishnu is so powerful that he is simply lying on the Karana ocean, and while lying, emanating from the pores of his skin are unlimited universes. And in those universes are unlimited number of planets. And all the facilities of this world. And what effort did he have to do to create that? Just lying. No effort. Just by his desire and by the glance, the whole Mahat Tattva moves into action and this creation happens. Wouldn't it be nice if we could go to the office and just by lying in our chair, all the work gets done? Just by our glance, everything happens? Wouldn't that be nice? No coming home tired from a long day at the office. This is the potency of Mahavishnu. But Mahavishnu is in the form of Advaita Acharya, is begging to Krishna. He's saying that I have tried to break this material attachment in Kali Yuga from the people, but I cannot do it. How strong this attachment must be. He is creating all these universes with no energy, but with all of his effort, he cannot break us from this material energy. So he's worshipping Shaligram Shila with Tulasi leaves and Ganga water. And he is begging Krishna. In fact, Chaitanya, he is like demanding. And he is roaring at the top of his capacity that Krishna, you come. Because only you can bestow this bhakti in the heart. I have tried and I cannot. Answering the order of Advaita Acharya. Of course, fulfilling his own inner desire. He comes. Who's coming? Krishna. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Panchatat Vatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namama Bhakta Shaktikam. Panchatat Vatmakam. Pancha, 5 personalities come. And the first personality is Krishna himself as Chaitanya. And he is avatari. He is not avatar. Avatar means expansion. He is avatar. He is the source. He is Krishna himself. So Krishna himself has come. Not an expansion. But Krishna himself is coming. And how? As he said, the role of a devotee. And what's his purpose? To establish this, not dharma. He already established dharma. He is establishing unalloyed, pure devotional service. This Krishna prema. Krishna prema means prema only comes when there's no desire. So this is what he is. So when one experiences the bliss and joy of pure bhakti, we might want to know, right? What is the experience? Just like when the child is rendering service with no asking how much ice cream he gets to enjoy. So what do we get to enjoy in pure bhakti? So Srila Prabhupada is saying that Sharshti, Sarupya, Samipya and Salokya. What are these? These are different types of liberation. Living in the Vaikuntha Lok. Living very close to Lord Vishnu. Having a similar form. Having the opulences. That great gain in the light of pure bhakti seems very insignificant. Now this is hard for us to imagine, right? How these are 4 types of moksha. 4 types of liberation. But this pure bhakti is so powerful that even that seems very small. It is not small. This is a very big accomplishment. Just like if I say this. If I say that to earn $100,000, that's a lot of money, no? That's a lot of money. But to somebody like Bill Gates who has $50 billion, is $100,000 a lot? Is it meaningful? It's like, that doesn't even register, right? But is 100,000 a lot? Yes. But from the perspective of his wealth, it's like insignificant. So in that type of an analogy, that when one experiences pure bhakti, even this like liberation feels so insignificant. It's not insignificant, but it's because one is experiencing something far beyond that. What is that something? The happiness, the bliss, the attachment from unalloyed service. If we relate it to our ice cream, 1 ice cream cone, unlimited ice cream cones. This is what Krishna himself came to teach. That even Mahavishnu himself could not manifest. And Krishna himself had to come. And what was the dharma that Krishna came to teach specifically? What is the yuga dharma? Chanting. Chanting what? Money, money, money. Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. So Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, you forget all these difficult processes of purification. You forget all of this intense austerity, tapasya, different rituals. He says, you just chant this Mahamantra. Why? Nijya Sarva Shaktis. He says, I have put all of my potency. What is the limit of Krishna's potency? Is there any limit?
No. Infinite.
So he says, Nija Sharva Shaktis. All of it, not some. He says, Sarva Shakti. All of my energy. Where is he putting it?
The Mahamantra.
Into his Mahamantra. So what is the potency of the Mahamantra? Infinite. Infinite. You cannot understand the potency of the holy names with any types of words or analysis. Just as that we cannot understand the vastness of the ocean by measuring it in gallons. This Mahamantra is so potent because it has all of Krishna's energies manifested within it. And specifically, what was his goal? To awaken pure bhakti within our hearts. Pure bhakti. Why? Because he wanted to give us more ice cream cones than we could ever imagine. And no calories. Fat free. No cholesterol. This is Mahavadanaya. Most merciful. Most merciful. But what is our misfortune?
We are not doing it.
Huh? We are not doing it. And why we are not doing it?
Because of material. Material attraction.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Durdevam ijjasam ahajani na anuragaha. Raga. I don't have any taste. I don't have any attachment. We go to Krishna with all of our misfortune. Not enough eating, not enough sleeping, not enough mating, not enough defending. These 4 animal propensities. This is what we define as our misfortune. But actually we should go to Krishna and complain about our misfortune. We have a license to go to Krishna and complain about our misfortune. And what is that misfortune? Krishna, I am so unfortunate. I don't have any taste for chanting your holy names. If we pray to Krishna like this, particularly on Gaura Purnima day, he will solve that misfortune for you. And if he does, we'll not know misfortune ever again. Because that is our only misfortune. Every other misfortune we have is simply a consequence of our lack of taste for the holy names. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu is so merciful. He wants us. He came himself to teach this bhakti. But we have to have some desire. But we know intelligence means to know what to desire. How many things we have desired in our life that ended in misery for us? I wanted this and slap. Then I changed. I want this, slap. I want that, slap. And it keeps going. Keeps going. Now we know actually what is the best desire. Krishna, please solve this misfortune. Na anuragaha. I have no taste, no attachment to the holy names. If we pray with sincerity of heart like this, I can guarantee you all your misfortune will disappear. Because Nitya Sharva Shaktis, what potency is in these holy names? Krishna's entire potency. So with his potency, what misfortune cannot be solved? Nothing. And the special significance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So I said this is the most auspicious day of our Vedic year. Why? Because when Krishna comes, he tells. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, he shows. Now we know Gaura Purnima, Janmashtami. Actually, to understand Janmashtami, we first have to understand Gaura Purnima. And there's a proof. You want to do a test? This is a foolproof test. You observe a full fasting on Gaura Purnima until moonrise. And then you see how your fasting goes on Janmashtami. It goes so smooth. But if we don't fast on Gaura Purnima, our fasting on Janmashtami is like impossible. We chant our rounds really nicely on Gaura Purnima. Then you see how your chanting goes on Janmashtami. And you can see what is the ticket to Shri Krishna Janmashtami. It is sincere observation of Gaura Purnima. Because Krishna's appearance, both are Krishna's appearance. But in this appearance, Krishna wanted to give this Krishna Prema far and wide. And this Krishna's, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is so sweet that he gives his mercy to the most unqualified. Most times, right? Employer, they give the job to the most qualified. College, they give admission to the most qualified. Right? People pick spouse based on who's most qualified to be my partner. Right? Nobody says, give me the least qualified. But who does? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, the most fallen. They are the recipients of my mercy first. Now, that doesn't mean we race to become most fallen so we get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. But we should understand, he is Patita Pavana. He is the deliverer of the most fallen. His whole mission, when we study Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, was giving mercy. Giving mercy. Just showering Krishna Prema on everyone, far and wide. And because of his unlimited mercy, he made the proclamation that this Maha Mantra would be chanted in every town and village. And then he empowered whole Guru Parampara to manifest that. And we see now, virtually every town and village you go in the world, even Bhagavad Gita has now reached Antarctica. Because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. This is the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So to teach this highest principle, there is no higher principle in spiritual life. This is the top. Because Krishna himself came to teach. Even Mahavishnu, Sadashiv, Krishna himself came to teach this principle. So, just a little, in the time we have allotted, just some biographical sketch. So Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 1486. So just 500 years ago. Plus. Think how fortunate. 8.6 billion years elapsed before the next time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come. And when have we appeared? Within 500 years. This is our greatest fortune. But if we lose grip of this fortune, who knows when it will happen again? How many lifetimes will have to pass before 8.64 billion years will elapse? This is the great fortune. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he appeared in a home of Sachimata in Jagannath Mishra, in the town of Navadvip, at the place of Yogpit. You can still go, because it happened so recently. The tree under which he appeared is still there. You can take the dust from this and put on your head. So potent is His mercy still. And there he became known as Nimai because he appeared under a neem tree. He appeared on the Purnima day in this month. That's why we call it Gaura Purnima. He actually appeared during the time of an eclipse, which we know to be an inauspicious time, no? Why he appeared then? Because he knew that at that time, all the residents would, what's the best way to observe an eclipse? Chanting. Chanting the holy names. So when the whole town of Navadvip was fully engaged in chanting of the holy names, he then appeared, marking his mission to establish this Yuga Dharma. So he performed many pastimes in his early years of activities. While in his boyhood years, he was known as Naughty Nimai. He had performed many mischievous pastimes, sweet pastimes. And then as he grew a little bit older, he moved into his Pandit pastimes. He was performing many scholarly pastimes, debating with great scholars like Keshav Kashmiri and others. And then, starting after 20 years of appearance, he began his Sankirtana movement. And that's when Lord Nityananda joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For 4 years, they continued these pastimes in Navadvip. And after 24 years elapsed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas to expand his preaching movement. And in expanding that preaching movement, he spent 6 years traveling all over India, establishing this Yuga Dharma, showering mercy over and over and over again, delivering everyone, including the animals in the forest. And then the final 18 years, 48 years, he manifested his pastimes. The final 18 years he stayed in Jagannath Puri. And there he engaged in very sweet, deep pastimes. So this is the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But I have a confession to make. That we have only spoken thus far about the actual external reasons. The title of this chapter is The External Reasons of Lord Chaitanya's Appearance. There is even a deeper internal reason. That we'll discuss next time. We'll leave you in suspense. And if you thought this was sweet, you'll not ever believe and understand the internal. They're called the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. Very, very sweet. We'll discuss a little bit tomorrow also in our other Bhakti Viksha we're having. You're all welcome to come there also. Otherwise, we'll discuss next time. So we'll share one pastime.
Sure.
So one thing but some may doubt or wonder how this is really Krishna. How I know this is Krishna. No? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his pastimes, he doesn't proclaim himself to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Never. See, Krishna comes, he says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, mata sarvam pavartate. He says, I am Purushottama. He says, I am the source of everything. He's all these things, right? But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, he does not show himself to be the Supreme Lord. But there are many instances to his specific devotees he shows. He shows his real position. To Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, we discussed here last time about Amoga pastime? No, somewhere else. Oh, that was somebody else. Okay. Yeah, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, after delivering him, he showed this beautiful 6-armed form. You may have seen this picture in the temple, Srinathji Hall, on the right-hand side, towards the altar. You'll see the 6-armed form of Krishna. 2 arms carrying bow and arrow, 2 arms carrying flute, and 2 arms carrying danda and pot, water pot. This is a very unique form showing Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is not different from Lord Krishna, Lord Ram. During the pastime of Rath Yatra, he showed his presence in all of the 7 dancing parties, kirtan parties. Very few select devotees could see this, like King Prataparudra and a few others. They could see this manifestation. Just as, when Krishna was dancing with the gopis, all of them thought, oh, Krishna is dancing with me. Like this. Each of the 7 kirtan parties thought, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in our party. But actually, simultaneously, he was manifested in all 7. So like this, different times he performs some pastimes. So one time, a great Brahmana came to the house of Jagannath Mishra. And Jagannath Mishra was ecstatic. Great spiritual personality has come. So he received them very nicely, washed his feet, gave a nice place to sit, offered some words of glorification, some gift. This is our Vedic custom. There are like 5 things we do when somebody comes. So like this, Jagannath Mishra followed. But he was a sannyasi. So Jagannath Mishra, desired that, you please take some prasad. But a sannyasi typically will not take anything cooked by householders, so he has to cook himself. And he had one Shaligram's Shila. This was a Balagopal Shila. So Jagannath Mishra is feeling very like, you please cook something for your Laddu Gopal, and then you honor, it'll make me very happy. So this sannyasi Brahmana said, okay. So Jagannath Mishra arranged, cleaned the whole kitchen, all new pots, fresh, brand new pots, never cooked in, bought the finest of all boga, ghee, vegetables, flowers, rice, highest quality of everything, and made a nice arrangement and said, you please cook. And so this Brahmana began to cook. This was like kind of midday time, so took some nice preparation time, made nice offerings for his Shila. And then after everything was prepared, then of course, what do? We first offer to the Lord. Made a beautiful offering plate, nice tulsi leaves on each item, made it look very nice. When we make the offering plate for the Lord, we should make the plate look very sweet, not just throw things in and say. So this Brahma took very nice attention, arranging all the items, making it look very appealing, and placed in front of his Lord. Closed his eyes and began to ring the bell, chanting mantras. What are we chanting mantras? We're chanting mantras, invoking Guru, and their Guru, and his Guru, all the way up to Krishna, and saying, you please come and accept this offering. But we cannot offer directly to Krishna. We don't have any potency to cook for Krishna like that. But through Guru Parampara, that offering gets purified, and reaches Krishna in such a sweet state that Krishna is so eager to have that bhoga. So he's closing his eyes, he's ringing the bell, and he's chanting mantras, not ritualistically, but in his heart, invoking that Krishna, through Guru Parampara, you please come and accept this offering. And then he's in a deep meditative state. This is how we should offer. And in a deep meditative state, envisioning Krishna coming. All of a sudden, he's awoken. His meditation broken. And what does he see? Little Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's just this big, small boy, no clothes. And he's took a whole handful of rice and is eating the rice. And he's like, oh no, my offering has been spoiled. This boy has eaten. So in hearing that, Jagannath Mishra hears, what? What happened? And he sees Nimai holding and he becomes angry. And he starts chasing Nimai with a stick. And the sannyasi brother says, no, keep calm, it's okay, he's a young boy. He doesn't know any different. Be tolerant. Be tolerant. But of course, Jagannath Mishra is feeling that now, because the sannyasi will not eat. Because the offering was not completed, so he'll not eat. So now Jagannath Mishra is feeling very sad and lamenting that this great Brahmana has come to my house, and because of my son, he's going to go hungry. The Brahmana, being of great Brahmanical quality, says, no problem. Krishna has a plan. And whose plan is best? Krishna's plan. His plan was for me not to have food today, no problem. He was completely undisturbed. This is the quality of the Brahma. No disturbance. Krishna's plan. But Jagannath Mishra is feeling, oh no, his quality also of a devotee, wanting to serve, didn't want to see him, how he can leave. He says, if this Brahmana leaves my house unfed, my whole existence is useless. What is the purpose of my existence? So he is lamenting. And he begs that you please cook one more time. And the Brahmana said, no, it's getting late, no need, I'll just fast, I'll have tomorrow. And Jagannath, please cook. Sachi Mata is crying and just finally, after some convincing, Jagannath Mishra arranges all new pots, completely cleanse the whole kitchen. Because when we cook for Krishna, and then we make the offering, now that kitchen has become contaminated. So we have to clean the whole kitchen, purify it completely. Then we can recook for Krishna. Otherwise we are mixing bhoga with prasadam. That is a great offense. So the Jagannath washed everything, all brand new pots, got all new bhoga, and said, please cook. But of course his Brahmana worried, what about this boy? He'll come again. He said, no, we're going to keep him in this room and we'll lock the door and Mother Sachi will hold him and it will be promised, no problems. Okay. So he goes, makes a beautiful offering, arranges beautiful bhoga plate, nice tulasi leaves on all the items, puts in front of his Laddu Gopal, rings the bell, enters into meditative trance, begging the Lord through Guru Parampara to honor this offering. And his trance is awoken again. And what happened? Nimai is there eating the rice. And he said, oh, what happened? And this Nimai says, you called me, I came. He's like, what? I didn't call you. No, you called me. Oh, this time Jagannath Mishra hears. And he says, oh, how that happened? He's yelling, Sachimata, you were supposed to watch him. She's like, I don't know what happened. He transcendentally left. And everything was ruined. So now Jagannath Mishra is completely devastated. All the residents are just lamenting what happened. At this time, Vishwarup came. Not Vishwarup. What's the elder brother?
Oh, Me too.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother came. And he saw what was happening. Transcendentally, of course, he is also an expansion of Lord Balaram. And he saw what was happening. And he begged the Brahmana. Because now he could see the devastated condition of Sachimata. And they didn't have the courage to ask him to cook a third time. They thought, how we can ask? He already been traveling all this way. Now he's been cooking 6 hours, 3 hours each meal. And now it's almost evening time. How I can ask? They gave up. But yeah, Vishnu, he came and he's grabs hold of the feet of this Brahman and just begs, please, you cook one more time. And I'll guarantee this Nimai will not come. We'll take him to the neighbor's house and we're going to lock this house. Guaranteed he cannot come. So after much, much convincing, Brahman said, okay. So all new pots, whole new clean kitchen, all new bhoga, and again cooked. Beautiful offering. This is determination. This is determination. Our first attempt may fail, our second attempt may fail, but the devotee knows Krishna's plan is perfect. Just keep going. Don't quit. So, Krishna, this Brahmana, completes the offering, prepares the bhoga plate, arranges everything nicely, nice tulasi leaves, everything, brings in front of Laddu Gopal, closes his eyes, starts ringing the bell and meditating, chanting the mantras, that through Guru Parampara, Krishna will come and honor this offering. And this time, his trance is awoken again. And who is there?
Nimai.
And Nimai is eating the offerings. But this time, he's saying, oh, what happened? Nobody came. Why nobody came? It's late in the night now. Everybody slept. Like when Krishna leaves Kamsa's prison house, right? After what happened? All the guards. So Vasudevji was able to take Krishna like this. So Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put everybody to sleep and he left, unlocked the door and came in. And so he shows his Brahmana. He says, Brahmana, why you are so upset? You are ringing the bell. You are chanting mantras with such purity. When you chant these mantras, how I can stay away? You are calling me. He says, I'm not calling you, I'm calling Krishna. He says, you are calling me. And then he shows to this Brahmana a beautiful 8-armed form. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw how many arms? 6. But this Brahmana saw 8-armed form. 4 arms he saw. This lotus, conch, gada and chakra. And then in 2 arms he saw this flute. And the other 2 arms, what he saw? Krishna with butter in one hand and the other hand eating butter. Who was he serving? Laddu Gopal. So in this way he showed that who is this Nimai? It's Krishna himself. And he tells the Brahmana, my dear Brahmana, you have been serving me like this in each of my appearances. You came to the house of Nanda Maharaj and I did the same thing. I ate your offering. And now I'm doing to you again. I'm fulfilling your desire. And this Brahmana went into ecstasy. He was just in ecstatic mood, thinking, imagine if we make an offering and Krishna himself has come. What kind of ecstatic trance. So this Brahmana was feeling so blessed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, but you cannot reveal this to anybody. The purpose of my appearance now is of different mood, but because of my special love to you, I'm showing you this. This Brahmana wanted to tell Jagannath Mishra, do you know who is your child who has taken birth? But he knew he could not. So every day, So this Brahmana was traveling all over. He stayed there the rest of his life. And every day he would come and do some kind of begging just to get a small glimpse of this boy, Nimai. Knowing he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He would hide in bushes and just see and then go away like this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like this. He did not reveal his form, his identity. He came as a devotee. But to his special devotees, he showed who he really is. And there are many other pastimes like this. His Mahaprakash Lila and several others like this. But this is the sweet position of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So what is the type of devotional service we are going to pray for? Unalloyed. What does unalloyed means? No asking for ice creams. We're just going to ask the Lord. Which misfortune are we going to ask the Lord to solve for us? What's our only misfortune?
Do a taste of Krishna mantra.
Give me taste of chanting your mantra. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, whatever you find difficult, if you approach Gauranga Mahaprabhu, it becomes easy. Easy, he says. But there's a catch. Whatever is easy, if you don't approach Gauranga Mahaprabhu, becomes difficult. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu is our ultimate shelter. Whenever we're having any difficulty in spiritual life, just pray to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And he'll give us shelter. Thank you very much. Gaura Purnima ki, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions, comments, discussion?
Because you said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not disclosed, I am a Krishna, and Brahman also is not disclosed. Then where this pastime is disclosed? Who is disclosed this pastime?
Because this pastime it's mentioned briefly in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it's more elaborately explained by Vrindavan Das Thakur and Chaitanya Bhagavat. So these pastimes were observed by few people. And Chaitanya Bhagavat was written by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, who empowered Vrindavan Das Thakur to write Chaitanya Bhagavat. So of course he can reveal anything to them. So they were known. Just like Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami writes about, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing in the 7 dancing parties, because that was seen by a few of the devotees. Not most did not. And that was recorded in the diary of Swarup Damodar. That diary was memorized by Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami explained to Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, who then wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. So like this knowledge, these things, they cannot come from our own mental speculation. They can only come through parampara. So that is how this pastime was recorded for our benefit, for our opportunity. Any other questions?
Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna both?
Now you're getting into our secret for next week. Yes? No, it's nice. So actually when he says I'm coming as a devotee, that's what he said here, right? I'm coming as a devotee. So in the next chapter, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is revealing that he's coming in the mood of the highest of all devotees. And who is the highest of all devotees? Srimati Radharani. And now I cannot hold back. I'll just tell at least a little glimpse. See, this bhakti is so powerful and so overwhelming. You'll not be able to digest this statement, but just take it. It's so powerful and so overwhelming that even Krishna himself cannot understand it. Now, how is there something that the Supreme Creator, the source of everything, how he cannot understand something? But this bhakti is so high that even Krishna himself cannot understand it. So, he is perplexed. What is he perplexed by? That Srimati Radharani's service is so selfless. She has absolutely no care for any of her condition. She's so exclusively focused on Krishna's happiness. He wonders how somebody can act this way. How somebody can be so selfless. So to experience her position of selfless love, he comes in her mood. Because he, by his own, cannot even understand it. It's so powerful. And he wants to know what is so sweet about my service that she can become this selfless. What is this rasa? What is so sweet that she's inspired to forego all of her own desires for my happiness? But on top of that, he sees one thing. That he's Krishna saying, I become so happy when Srimati Radharani renders service to me. My happiness grows beyond a limit I know. But in she saying my happiness, her happiness goes higher than mine. How is that possible? That I want to experience that happiness. Now, this is hard for us to contemplate. He is the source of all happiness. Yet, his devotee has this unbelievable experience. So he says to taste the bhakti that my devotee, he comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And that is why he carries a golden complexion, Gaura. Why? Because he is carrying this mood of Srimati Radharani. That's the very confidential, internal reason he came, which we sneak previewed today. Any other questions, comments?
Love and bhakti are almost same kind of. It's the same word.
Love is unmotivated. So I'll make another statement that will be hard to digest, but it's a fact. There's no love in the material world. Because everything has some motive. It's just a reality. But pure love exists. And that is in the spiritual, in our relationship with Krishna. That is the source of all love. That love, when it comes in contact with matter, it becomes lust. So love means my exclusive focus on Krishna's pleasure. Lust means my focus on my pleasure. That's the difference. So what does bhakti mean? Bhakti is an activity that is the expression of that love. So the expression of my love to Krishna, that is bhakti. So Srila Prabhupada translates bhakti very perfectly. He says bhakti means devotional service. He could have stopped at devotion, love. Why he added the word service? Because service is the means by which I express love. Right? So I can tell my mother I love my mother. That's nice. But if I render service to my mother, that is the real expression of love. No? Right? So bhakti is devotional service. The service as an expression of my love to Krishna.
But then what is moha?
What is what?
Moha.
I don't know
They
the
say
word.
moha and prem. How are they different?
I don't know the word moha.
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 Like Maya.
Maya?
Moha Maya.
Mo is
No, I don't know.
attachment.
Moha is attachment or attraction.
Attachment?
But attachment or attraction? Moha.
Attachment.
Attachment, sure.
Attachment.
So,
Over attachment.
well, attachment is there. The living entity, the jiva, has attachment. Why? Because it has activity by nature. The only question is what to be attached to. I either can be attached to Krishna or I can be attached to my false ego and all of its surroundings. So, when we say unalloyed devotional service, it means exclusive attachment to Krishna. Now, we have to understand that in practical application. So, exclusive attachment to Krishna doesn't mean that I abandon my children. Why? Now, how is attachment to Krishna? I said unalloyed. Anya bila shita shunyam. No other attachment. So then, attachment to my children, is that's against pure bhakti? Why not?
That's my duty.
Why is it your duty? What is your duty? What is our duty as mother and father?
So to raise our kids properly and give good kids to the society.
What does raise kids properly and give goods to society mean?
So giving them right values.
What are right values? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending?
You have to give the ways of liberation.
Giving to live with a conscious way.
What is conscious?
Krishna conscious.
Okay, now we're being specific. Otherwise, you're just being societal. Let's answer the honest question. Again, may be difficult to digest. We didn't come for such a heavy discussion, but let's just do it. We have Gaura here, so any hard feelings he'll make it smooth. I have 2 children, 2 sons. Who was their father 100 years ago? I know one thing for sure, not me. Who will be their father 100 years from now?
No.
I know one thing for sure, not me. So what is my position as father to these children? I am their temporary father. But who is their eternal father?
Krishna.
Aham bijaha pradaha pita. Who is their pita?
Krishna.
So what is my responsibility as their temporary father? To bring them back to their eternal father.
Eternal Father.
That is my responsibility. So my attachment to Krishna exclusively means I am attached to my children in their relationship to Krishna. So everything we are attached to, it must be attached to Krishna. I am attached to my job. Who has given me the facilities to perform my job? Who has given me the intelligence? Who is giving me the air to breathe while I'm in the office doing my job? So then who should I do my job for? Myself? Krishna gives everything, but then I do. So I'm attached to my job because it's a gift from Krishna and I use it for Krishna. I'm attached to my home Because whose home is it?
Krishna's home.
It's not my home. I will just tell it, right? We don't stay in the master bedroom. We stay in the servant bedroom. Servant to who? Krishna. So, pure devotional service doesn't mean we renounce everything. That is Falgu Vairagya. What is Yukta Vairagya? Yukta Vairagya means whatever facilities I have. Anashaktasya Vishayan Yatharam Upayanjate Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchyate. It means whatever I have, I use it in Krishna's service. To abandon the things I have that can be used in Krishna's service, that is Falgu Vairagya, false renunciation. So Krishna doesn't say you abandon your family, you abandon your possessions, you abandon your home. He says, no, you use all that. But you understand what is the real duty we have, the real responsibility. Actually, then our love goes even higher. In our misconditioned mind, we want our children to do this, that, and other to make us feel good. So I can brag to my friends about what my son is doing and this. So for my own pleasure, I create torment on my child. Actually, my pleasure should be in their relationship back to Krishna. And if that is the lens by which we view that relationship, then actually we develop such sweet, loving relationships with our family, with our friends, our co-workers, our parents. That is our opportunity. So if you want to be the best parents you've ever been, I tell my mother and father all the time that I've had millions and millions of mothers and fathers, but only they showed me Srila Prabhupada. All millions and millions of lifetimes I've been swimming in this material world, but they finally showed me Srila Prabhupada. So for that, they're the best for me ever. So if you want to be the best parents for your children, out of the millions and millions that they've had, you connect them to Srila Prabhupada, Gaura Nitai, Guru Parampara, Radha Kunj Vihari. Then your sense of accomplishment and duty will be really fulfilled. So that is our opportunity. So bring your family on Sunday, next Sunday, to Gaura Purnima festival. Whatever it takes, bribe them, kidnap them, whatever it takes. Just come. And you offer obeisances to Gaura Nitai on their appearance day. And you pray to them with sincerity. And you see how they reciprocate. And how merciful Gauranga Mahaprabhu is. This time his appearance day is on Sunday. So we can celebrate from Mangal Arti to evening in full bliss. What excuse we have? You do your laundry day after, day before. You do your grocery shopping day before, day after. Not on this day. You do your WhatsApp calls and this, that, all. This day you'll just come and just enjoy the nectar, the sweetness. We have no excuses, at least on this Gaura Purnima. It's a Sunday. Just enjoy. Chanting your rounds, singing for the Lord, cooking for the Lord, doing some devotional service, cleaning the temple of the Lord. Just come. Spend morning to night. No, not lament. You start planning now. It'll happen. No laundry that day. Any other questions? No, nobody will ask questions again. See, I always do that. No one will ask. Any other questions? Yes, Matan.
Prabhuji just mentioned our Chaitanya Bhagavatam. Is it different from Chaitanya Charitamrita or is it a high version of Chaitanya
Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So there are two books. So Chaitanya Bhagavat primarily deals with Krishna's pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, from appearance through Sannyas Lila. Chaitanya Charitamrita primarily deals with pastimes from taking a sannyas through the end. So there's some overlap, but and Chaitanya Bhagavata was written first by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Then later, Chaitanya was written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So he refers to Chaitanya Bhagavat often and says, I'm just giving little information because this has already been explained in detail in Chaitanya Bhagavat. That is the etiquette actually. When something has been explained already, then one doesn't re-explain. So that is how, for the most part, it is separated.
I have a question.
Yes?
You said the source of pleasure should be to connect the kids to Krishna. But with some attempts, with many attempts, if that is not happening, how do we understand that? And what do we do about it? And how do we get that pleasure that you're talking about?
Just pray to Gauranga Mahaprabhu and keep showering love and mercy. Just keep showering love and mercy. My mother and father, I always tell them, they were 50% successful. They have 2 sons. One has become a nice devotee. The other one they're still hoping for. But one thing they did, they begged and prayed to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And you don't believe me, but it's true. And they begged for one thing. They prayed intensely for many years that my brother and I, we would come for Navadvip Mandal Parikrama. And after long prayers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would pray in Mayapur Dham this. Because we were practicing, but casually. So if we're being honest. And when, at least I can speak for myself, when I went and did Navadvip Mandal, my whole life changed. And I'm not talking changed like 5 degrees. Like, I was a different person. Whole life changed. And that is Gauranga Mahaprabhu's mercy. But it would have only happened because of their prayers and love. And one thing I respect more than anything about, and I'm saying because my mother is here, she never criticized me. Never judged. Of course, she must have been unhappy in the heart, but she never, just kept showering love and mercy. Feed more prasad, would put more prasad in, and just engage in some service. Just engage in some service. Engage in some service. So just keep praying. Gauranga Mahaprabhu will deliver all of us and anyone. Just have faith. Just have faith. And in the end, remember, that's all we can do. Ultimately, is between Krishna and each jiva. We think we are the supreme controller as mother and father. Children show us that. Right? Husband and wife. Husband thinks he's supreme controller. Wife thinks she's supreme controller. And Kurukshetra. Right? So Grahastha Ashram is the best way to break our false ego. Because everybody shows who's boss in the house. Right? So just remember, just keep praying. And ultimately it's between them and Krishna. And you pray hard. And have faith. See, we have to have faith. The Brahmana, how much faith he needed to keep cooking. But what was his reward for cooking the 3rd time? We would have quit after the 1st time. Definitely we would have quit after 2nd time. But when we don't quit on Krishna, he reciprocates. So when we try and we fail, you get up and do it again. And you fail, get up and do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again. Because Krishna, prayers to Krishna, they never go unanswered. Never. But his plan of when it gets answered is better than our plan. Could that Brahmana have had his plan to think that he would see 8-armed form of the Lord? No. So just keep praying. Keep faith. Strong faith. I can't do it, but I know, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, you can do it. And you will do it when you think it's right. And that way, keep showering love and mercy. It's okay? Any other comments or questions?
Begging like this, it will be pure love, or is it my desires? How it can be related?
That's a good question. That's a good question, actually. So, when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, that we should be desireless, because again, the soul is active, it will always have desires. So what we are trying to do is upgrade our desires from material, mundane desires to spiritual desires. So devotee has desires. What is their only ultimate desire? Krishna's happiness. They don't even desire their own happiness. So we can desire, Krishna, give me that feeling. Krishna, please, give me the taste of your holy names. Krishna, please, break my attachments. Those are spiritual desires. Why? Because we want to serve Krishna more pure-heartedly. That's not selfish. Right? So we should pray to Krishna. That's why we have to learn from the pure devotee how to pray. Because otherwise we pray like a child and say, Krishna, give me ice cream. So, no desire. It's good. But spiritual desires. Shall we chant? One more?
One question.
Yes.
When the question was asked by last one, Radharani is more merciful or Gauranga Mahaprabhu?
Well, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is bringing Srimati Radharani's mood. But Narottam Das Thakur tells us, Heno Nitai Binay Bai, Radha Krishna Paite Nai. That without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, one will never get into the mercy of Radha Krishna. And who is distributing Lord Nityananda's mercy? Who is telling Lord Nityananda, you go door to door and say, Bhajo Krishna, Balo Krishna? Who is telling? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Lord Nityananda, so in that realm, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most merciful. Who's more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Lord Nityananda. Because Lord Nityananda is going door to door begging. Please chant, begging. Falling on the ground. And who's more merciful than Lord Nityananda? Srila Prabhupada. Because how we would know who Lord Nityananda is? Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu? We would have no idea without the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's mercy upon us, we can never understand, but we should never for a moment forget. We are literally living on the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. It's okay? Any other questions, comments? We're all ready to celebrate Gaura Purnima now?
Yes.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Gaura Purnima Mahotsav ki Jai.